Power 3 Podcast, and this is your host, Sean Bishop. And thank you for joining me this evening for the start of the NFL season. Tonight, we start off the NFL season. Game one of to start the weekend off is the repeat or the rematch, should I say, of Super Bowl 50 with the Denver Broncos playing the Carolina Panthers. Now, I'm sure this is a game in which Cam Newton definitely wants to get redemption for, because as we all know, all the NFL fans that are out there, we all know Cam Newton didn't have a great showing in the Super Bowl 50. So with that being said, I'm sure Cam Newton's coming out tonight and he wants to get some redemption. He wants some payback, and I'm sure he wants to start off the season, the NFL season of 2016 going into 2017, the same way they started out last season. As you know, the Carolina Panthers went 15-1 outside of also losing the Super Bowl. They went 15-1. So they had a great season. They just couldn't cap off the big win in the end, and that was to get the NFL host the NFL Lombardi Trophy. Unfortunately, they came up short. So with that being said, that was a abysmal season for them. I'm sure they were unhappy of that. And Denver walked away. And Peyton Manning, who is now retired, walked away. Von Miller as well walked away with the Lombardi Trophy. I expect this to be a great game tonight. I really do. I expect it to be a bit similar to what the Super Bowl was like. Only with that, only thing being different is that Peyton Manning, of course, isn't on the field. The Panthers have pretty much said that they're going out there looking at it as a normal game. They're not, they're not focused so much on what everybody else is focused on, as far as it being a repeat of the Super Bowl or whatever. Their main focus is to go out there and get a win, and I'm sure that's what they're going to try and do. They with the Panthers and the Broncos playing game one of the starting off the NFL season. There's 7 things that that's changed between the Broncos and the Panthers since that Super Bowl. Of course, one of them being Josh Norman is no longer in Carolina. He's now a Washington Redskins. Now, for me, I have no idea why Carolina got rid of Josh Norman. That's beyond me. I don't know. I thought he was a decent defensive back out there in Carolina, cornerback, and I just don't understand why they would get rid of him. But however, they did get rid of him. Now the thing is, they got rid of him and sent him, to the team, and they sent him to a team which was the Washington Redskins, who is in the same division as Odell Beckham. And everybody knows what happened between him and Odell Beckham last season. They pretty much just had an all-out brawl during a football game last season. They did everything underneath the sun, from spearing each other to throwing blows, swinging it, just everything. Odell Beckham even did headhunted Josh Norman at one point. It was just a lot of stuff going on, and now he's in the same division as ODB. It's man, I don't know. They play each other twice at that, so it should be interesting when they play each other this season. The second thing is the difference between the changes between the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. It's Trevor Siemian's team now. Of course, Peyton Manning is gone. Who was it? Garoppolo, I believe it was shipped out. Or Brock Osweiler. I'm sorry, not Garoppolo. Brock Osweiler was shipped out of Denver, which that was surprising. I didn't see that coming. So now it's Simeon's team, and I don't know what Trevor. We really don't know what he's bringing to the table. We'll just see. He hasn't started not one game in his NFL career yet. I don't know. He may have the type of game in which Cam Newton had. in the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Me personally, well, I'll tell you all that toward the end. I'll get to that toward the end. The third difference is Calvin Benjamin for Cam Newton is healthy. Now, a lot of people feel like if Cam Newton would have had Calvin Benjamin during the Super Bowl, it might have been a different outcome. Me personally, I don't know if that's necessarily true, um, because you still got to protect Cam Newton for him to even get the ball to Calvin Benjamin. Calvin Benjamin, if you don't know, he tore his ACL last season. I believe it was before the actual season even started. So he tore his ACL, so he was out for the season. So Cam Newton didn't even have him, and he's considered a huge threat for Carolina. But even still, Carolina still went 15-1 without Calvin Benjamin on the field. So with that being said, that just tells you Calvin Benjamin is just going to be an added asset to that team that's already, a good team. So we should expect a lot from him coming this season from Calvin Benjamin, because I'm sure he's eager to get on the turf. I'm sure he's eager to get out there and prove himself and show that he can do a lot to the team and add more to the team outside of what they did last year. So we're gonna keep it moving. Next would be Denver's left tackle. The Broncos have a new face at left tackle, trading for Ryan Clady to the Jets and letting Ryan Harris walk in free agency. So they no longer have Ryan Harris. They have Ryan Clady from the Jets as their new left tackle. So it didn't seem as though Denver had problems with the offensive line. Looked like Peyton Manning had plenty of time to do what he needed to do in Super Bowl 50, but to see whether or not he's going to do well, or Trevor's going to do well enough under that line, we have to see here in about an hour or so, hour and a half, when the kickoff is at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time. So we'll see. Yeah, the line makes it all. The line is the big deal. So we'll just have to see how all that pans out. The fifth thing is C.J. Anderson is the workhorse for those Broncos. C.J. Anderson, he had a real good season last year, and he comes back on a great, looking to do even better this season. Ronnie Hillman is no longer in the fold for the Denver Broncos. He got cut by the Broncos, giving way to Anderson to come out and exploit his talent for those Denver Broncos this season. So C.J. Anderson, a lot of people going to have their eyes on C.J. Anderson to see how well he's going to perform tonight, outside of, of a lot of other things that they're going to be looking for at, of course, the QB position. So that's number 5. Number 6, the Panthers have a young secondary. The ripple effect of Josh Norman's departure has forced the Panthers to get remarkably younger. So they've got a younger defensive core back in the secondary, which they're expected to start rookies at the cornerback position tonight, with that being Daryl Worley and James Bradbury, which can make for a tough night for Carolina's defense. So everybody knows, as offensive coordinators, if you have rookies that's out there on that field, you're going to try your best to focus on those rookies and try and exploit them. And by saying that, you're going to throw at them. You're going to throw at those rookies, and they got rookies on both corners. So I'm sure they're going to have veteran safeties backing them up. The free safety and the strong safety. But with 2 rookies, you got to expect. But the thing is, we're still talking about they have a quarterback who Denver has a quarterback who hasn't had any NFL playing time during the regular season. So it's kind of going to even out. Yeah, he's probably going to try the rookies, but at the same time, the rookies know he's just as new as they are when it comes to playing time, and it's going to be a battle back and forth to see who wins that battle. The rookies or Trevor being the first time being on the NFL field. So that should be interesting tonight. It should be a great game. And 7, last but not least, no more Danny Trevathan or Malik Jackson. The Panthers weren't the only team to lose key defenders defensive starters. The Broncos will also be without stud linebacker Dana Trevathan, defensive end, and defensive end Malik Jackson. Both players signed elsewhere in free agencies and will leave substantial holes at their respective positions. So the defense of the Broncos aren't as good as they were last year. Now, don't get me wrong. They still got DeMarcus Ware, and they still have uh what's his name, the other linebacker who pretty much he spoiled Cam's night all night. What is his name? Why can't I think of his name right now? Um, I can't think of his name. It's him right here. It's the one right here. I can't think of his name. But anyway, but they have holes. So Carolina's defense has holes. Denver's defense has holes. So who's going to come out on top? Who's going to exploit what defense has the worst weakness? And we just have to see. It's we're just about an hour and a half away from finding out who has the weakness for the most part. So with that being said, hopefully we'll see who has the weakness and see who's going to come out on top. Now, for my prediction of the game, me personally, this is just my prediction and how I feel how the game is going to pan out. I look at like this: it's going to be a great game. It's going to be probably similar to the Super Bowl, but a quite bit different. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll. Excuse me. I don't think it'll be one-sided. I don't think that. I do feel like it'll be a pretty close game, but a lot of that depends on Trevor, the quarterback for Denver. I think Cam Newton is going to come out here and shine, though. I think he's going to set a presence and let everybody know it wasn't a fluke that what their season was like last year. I think he's going to come out and set a presence. Cam Newton is probably one of the elite quarterbacks in the league this year. Period. And he's just a prototypical quarterback. I mean, come on, Cam Newton, 6'7", 240. Come on, that's like tackling a linebacker or a defensive end as a quarterback who has an arm, who has decent set of legs to get down the field, who can hurt you throwing, who can hurt you running. It's just he's that quarterback. He's that type of quarterback to give you what you're looking for on the field, and that's what a lot of coaches like about Cam Newton. So to move on with my prediction is the Carolina Panthers will win over the Denver Broncos 28-14. 28-14. Carolina wins over the Denver Broncos 28-14. You heard it here first on the Power 3 podcast. So I'm definitely going to watch this game. I'm definitely want to see what the outcome is. I'll probably come back later and give you a recap of how the game went and how I felt the game went, and see just how well each team played, and see if they played to what I expected them to play. But I just I'm looking forward to it. You got to be excited right now. Everybody should be excited. I'm nervous right now because I'm about to play a football game, but the nervousness is because of the excitement about the NFL season about to start within like less than 2 hours away. So you just got to be excited about that. That's just for those NFL fans. I know y'all feel me. Please just give me that love. I know y'all got that love for that NFL season. I mean, I'm the same way about the college season too. But there's just something about that NFL season, y'all. You just feel it. You just feel it. So, with that being said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm enthused. I will be coming back later this week, either Friday or Saturday, to do not a recap. I will be recapping this game later on tonight or either tomorrow morning. But I will be going over the rest of the games, the NFL games that are coming on Sunday, and the two double hitter games that'll be coming on Monday night. I just cannot wait. The NFL season is here, and I'm just excited for everybody. Let's play some football. It's time to play some football. Are you ready for some football? I'm ready. So with that being said, this is your boy Sean Bishop one of the three of the Power 3 podcasts. I thank y'all for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button that you see right there in front of you. And if you like our podcast, again, it's just me right now. I'm still waiting on my two co-hosts to get their things, their equipment online. But we should be online here real soon. But if you like the podcast, it's only going to get better as time goes on. But if you like the podcast, please subscribe. Please leave any comments in which you may have. Even let me know what you think of the podcast, as well as tell me some things that you would like to see me or see us speak about here in the near future. I'm still going to be speaking about NFL football. I'm going to be speaking about college football. I'm going to speak about power. My power podcast is going to be on Sundays or Mondays. And once Power ends, because there's 2 more episodes of Power. Once Power ends, I'm going to move on to the Empire podcast. So keep that in mind. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone for joining, and stay tuned later on for the recap of this game between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. It's your boy Sean Bishop. I'm out.